I said no to overtime. Just started at the new job on May 1st, I worked overtime the first week due to training. They just tried to call me in on my day off and, for the first time ever, I put my family first and said no. Tonight is my Mother's Day dinner with my children. I feel really bad for leaving them in the lurch, but I just left a company that did this all the time. Thanks to this sub, I am advocating for myself. Actually, I feel good for saying no. My girlfriend was assaulted at work and was told to not include details in her report. Final update. First, thank you all for the advice, support, kind words, and shared frustrations. You've helped her understand that she's not alone in her feelings and she's super grateful. As for the results, I can't go into too much detail, but I can say she isn't losing her job. XD looks like there's gonna be some house cleaning done at the end of the month and everyone is really excited. Apparently, the HR person that told her what to do wasn't having a good day and just made a bad call and is going to be job searching here soon. I'm so thankful my GF will actually be able to sleep tonight. I can't go into many details of this due to the nature and the current police investigation. As the title says, she was assaulted at work at the end of the day. She was the last employee in the building because all of her administration had left early that day, as they do on the regular. One of the rules set by the county is that it's required that an administrator be present until the last employee goes home. She's spoken to the police already and is working with workers' compensation. Today, her HR people told her to not include that the admin was gone already because she needs to keep opinions and emotions out of her report. I've already told her to get in touch with a lawyer about this, just in case she's let go out of retaliation. The situation that caused this was witnessed by others when it happened and they also told her to not include their names because it didn't happen to them. What led to her assault? Telling someone not to hit someone else. It's not always about the money. Sometimes it's about knowing we are supported at what we do. I'm just venting online because I'm so annoyed and upset that she was put in the hospital and nobody is doing anything. I'm not going to do anything either, other than support her in any way I can, because I don't want to jeopardize any more than I have to of our future. Edit. Thank you all for the amazing support for this. I apologize for not responding to each of you, but I've been with her trying to calm her down and help her think all of this through. She's going to sit down with people tomorrow to have a discussion about everything and she will be recording it, so she'll have an outcome that favors her one way or another. Y'all are awesome. Customer wasn't happy because he couldn't spend $300. Hi guys, I want to keep it short and sorry for my grammar. This happened a month ago. I work in retail store for shit pay, we worked through COVID non-stop and made the company billions. The company took away $2 an hour hero pay and gave us couple $100 gift cards to keep us from complaining. About a month ago our warehouse went on strike demanding higher pay and job security and our company tried to replace the warehouse workers with head office and assistant manager, which turned out to be a disaster because they're not trained to work in the warehouse. Also the warehouse workers were blocking the road for truck to enter or leave the warehouse. Anyway, all the stores were empty and we had no product in store. So there's this customer, we'll call him Ken, that comes in every Saturday and buys shitloads of groceries. So he comes in on Saturday and asks why all the shelves are empty and I tell him that our warehouse workers are on strike, demanding better pay. So Ken is not happy at all and goes off how all the warehouse workers should be fired and when he was young he worked so hard and blah blah blah. And Ken says something that made me think. He said something like, I have $300 I have to spend on groceries and what is he supposed to do now? So that made me think that without our low-paying jobs Ken's money is worthless. The rich people need us more than we need them. They have money but without us they can't spend that money. Anyway, that's the story and sorry for Grandma. Laid off by Carvana. Anybody else get laid off from Carvana today? Because many of us got laid off because they thought we were gonna do good during tax season and just got fucked out of our jobs. Thanks Carvana for letting me know you're just like the other companies that's supposed to be family first or we are a family company. Does my employer own my recipes? I started a job a few months ago in a startup kitchen. The owner basically told me what she wanted and I created the recipes. She has no kitchen skills, so it was all me, she just had the ideas. After a bunch of sketchy things happening, including editing my hours to pay me less, I quit and took my recipes with me. Now she's demanding I send them to her. I never signed any contract about the recipes, never signed a non-compete thing, and we never actually made any money off of them or sold them. So do I have to send them to her, or can I just continue to ignore her? Edit. Thanks everyone for your advice. I'm going to be ignoring it until I can't. Story of my life, and probably giving her bad recipes. I remember taking extra time reading what I was signing, and it was general employee onboarding paperwork not relating to kitchen work. I wasn't even hired to be the head of the kitchen. I just showed up on my first day and they're like, here you go, you have to create everything. She also lives and travels from the other side of the country, so unless she wants to spend time in the shitty state I live in to sue me or whatever, I think it will be fine. There was also someone before me that made things, and when I asked for those recipes to go off of, there weren't any, so I don't know, maybe she won't care enough to harass me. Thoughts on a maximum income? Did you know from 1944, 1963 in America the highest tax bracket was 91%? In 1963 if you made over $200,000, single, you were taxed at 91% for all income after $200,000 you take home. Meaning, for every $1 made over $200,000 you gave 0.91 cents to the government. Adjusted for inflation, $200,000 is roughly $1.9 million. You know what the highest tax bracket is today? You might want to sit down for this. 37% on any income over $523,600. So, if you're wondering why America can't afford to provide basic services and healthcare to their people, you can blame the ever-decreasing taxes the rich and mega-rich pay, or don't pay. If you own 99% of the wealth, you have an obligation to pay for 99% of the services needed to support the people you're exploiting. A suspension from work is not a punishment. My fiancé got suspended from work for 3 days for refusing to work without A/C in a booth on a very hot day. She spent the last 2 days getting stuff done around the house, helping my mother paint her living room, finishing school work for finals, and taking a nap with the cat. The cherry on top is the job she just accepted, doing the same thing she does now for way more money. Suspensions are not a punishment. Work steals your youth and subsequently, your life. It's almost like it's never going to end and you're forced into labor for the next 40 or so years before you actually begin to enjoy life, but at what cost? You could die any day. Been at my company for a year and I asked for a raise. Instead, my boss called an all-staff meeting to ask what extra work we can do to bring in more revenue, in the hope we can get paid more. Things I'm expected to do are expand our social media presence and create video advertisements, which I have experience with. I really don't feel like doing this all in the hopes of getting paid more. I'm a production supervisor at a screen printing shop. I've been making $16 an hour for the past year. I asked for a raise and his response to this was to bring the whole staff together and brainstorm how to bring in more customers. Frankly, it was a bit embarrassing. Mind you, I do not deal with customers at all. This seems like a shortcoming on marketing's side. Should I start searching for another job? How do I make it clear I don't want to participate in birthday culture? I come to work to get a paycheck and leave. I'm not unfriendly at work, but these people are my co-workers and I don't need more friends. I work in a smallish department, 7 other people, and for whatever ungodly reason, they've all decided that we need to be involved in each other's birthdays. I'm a woman, and my other female co-worker has roped me into helping with birthday planning every time it's someone's birthday, and I suspect it's for the disappointing reason that I'm a woman, so I must be good at it. I am not, lol. Every time it's someone's birthday, someone has to go out, buy donuts or cupcakes, throw money into a pot for flowers or a gift, set it all up, and it's all over in 5 minutes. It's a nice gesture for people who want to contribute, but I'm expected to participate every time, and at minimum it's $35/year for coworkers I don't even know that well. I took my personal day on my birthday, made it known I was not celebrating my birthday in office, and they still did something for me the next week. This isn't about me wanting to get something for my birthday and not participate in others. I just don't want to have to pretend I care about someone's birthday 7 times a year and spend money on something just to save face. Finances are low and I'm barely making it as it is. My job wouldn't give me more hours when we were overstaffed. Now we're understaffed and I told them to F off. I work at a restaurant where my hours vary week to week and have been saving for home. I fought for about 4 months with management trying to get scheduled more but only getting scheduled less than 30 hours a week BC. It was the slow season and we were overstaffed for that time of year. When I spoke with management about hours they kept saying just be patient, we're weeding out some weaker employees and we'll be busier in a couple months and you'll get more hours then. Well, fast forward to now. Their hiring tactic backfired. More people than expected have quit BC. They weren't making enough money. I've decided to stop searching for a condo as I'm continually getting severely outbid. My management wants me to work more hours and overtime to fill staffing needs and I told them to fuck off. I'm keeping my current 30-hour schedule through this summer because my teacher girlfriend has the time off and we're going to travel a lot more, spend much needed time together. The managers are pissed at me and not calling me a team player, but I don't need the money anymore and they couldn't help me out earlier. I have a huge house down payment fund I'm not gonna use, so I can just coast on little hours this summer and have a better quality of life. They're not in a position to fire me because we're so understaffed and I'm honestly happy they're having to run their asses off to fill the lack of staff we have every night. And it's honestly been extremely nice not having to worry about getting 40 hours and instead having 3 days off every week. TLDR, I wanted more hours several months ago BC. I was saving to buy a home and managers wouldn't give it to me BC. We were overstaffed. Now we're understaffed and I'm not in the housing market and have told them I don't want to work extra hours BC. They wouldn't help me earlier. As someone who works in an industry which sometimes takes the piss, my advice to junior hires is always the same: set your boundaries early and never budge. I work as a lawyer for an international firm, working in England. I have always maintained that my work mobile will be on during working hours if I am out and about, but otherwise will be turned off. I do not read or answer emails on holiday. My weekends are time for me and my family. These points have always been made clear to my immediate superior, and as I am reasonably good at my job, it has never been an issue. However, I see with colleagues that if you open the door even a slight crack on any of these points, then it becomes immediately expected that it is the norm and you are expected to do it at any point in the future. You have more power than you think to define your own boundaries. Unless you truly love your job, you work to live, you don't live to work. Nobody has the deathbed regret that they wish they had spent more time at work rather than with their family.